don't know if it's showing up or not, but the northern lights are out really good right now. Well, we got a little taste of snow there for a few days. It's all melted now. It kind of warmed up again. So probably my biggest concern going into winter here is snow removal. We're a ways back in here, so I got kind of a long road to clear snow. So I did pick up this Yamaha Big Bear 400. You know, it's a smaller machine, but if you know anything about these Big Bears, they're absolute beasts. So it starts good, runs good, it's got a plow. So this will be the main snow removal tool. I know some people who plow like seriously long distances with just a four-wheeler, so it can be done. If we get a real heavy snowstorm, I do have the snowblower. It'll take a while to snow blow it, but if that's what you gotta do, it's what you gotta do. But we'll see how that goes this winter. If I need to end up getting a plow truck or something, that's what I'll have to do, just find a cheap, you know, beater plow truck. But I think the four-wheeler with the plow is gonna do for sure the bulk of the work. It's just if we get, you know, like a foot or two at once, you know, I'll have to snow blow it. But that's all right, we'll get it. Also, I did get my firewood delivered. I always get my own firewood right from the land, but just didn't have time this year. You know, we ended up, you know, moving here late in the season. You know, there's a bunch of standing dead stuff out there that I could go get, but I just don't have time with finishing this place and, you know, and all that. So it was just easier this year to just get it delivered. So there's 4 cords of wood here. Half of it, this half is birch, that half is jack pine. So it's a mix of softwood and hardwood. I had him dump it right here because it's easier. I'm probably going to stack it back that way more, but the snow was melting the day he delivered it, so the ground was soft and I didn't want him getting stuck or whatever. So I just had him dump it right here, and then I will move it over there, stack it nice, and just tarp it for this year. 4 cords of wood will probably most definitely not be enough for this winter, but by that time I'll be, you know, done with the place, caught up. I can go get, you know, standing dead stuff as I need. But having at least 4 cords of wood on site, you know, it's dry, it's split already. I hate paying for firewood, but I didn't have a choice this year. But it is nice peace of mind having some dry wood on site here. It's one less thing to worry about. But anyways, I have all the tongue and groove done on the ceiling, which is really nice to have that done because that's no fun at all doing that by yourself. Most of the walls are done. The only walls I have left are in the kitchen, and I'll go until I run out of tongue and groove. I won't have enough to do the whole thing, but I have enough to get pretty far. Well, let's head in there, I'll tack some up, and then when I'm done, I'll give you guys a full recap of everything I have done so far. So I'll show you a little bit of what I've gotten done lately. The ceiling is all done. A lot of the walls are done with the tongue and groove. You know, everything's getting tongue and groove. And then it'll get, you know, trim, which will be really nice once we get to that, which will be pretty soon. But this is the way it kind of goes, you know, when you're finishing a place while living in it. You're always, you know, you got tools laying around and stuff. But this is kind of the last little section I got to finish. So I'm kind of working my way out of the cabin. This is the last part that I have to floor, but I'm leaving this open, you know, for cuts and everything. The ceiling is all done, which I'm glad it is. And a lot of the walls are done as well. And then I'm floored all the way. Our bedroom's floored as well. I still got to cut around the windows, but I'll probably do that when I'm getting ready to trim them. But otherwise, yeah, walls, ceiling, everything done. And then, you know, trim will go all the way around all the doors, windows. But yeah, this is where we're at. So right now I'm going to start here, work my way around with the tongue and groove. I'll probably get this whole wall done easily with what I have. I'll just go until I run out of boards. Also, I'm kind of a big fan of doing the flooring last, like absolutely last, because as you're still working in here, you know, you're bringing materials in and stuff, you're kind of just asking to scratch the floor or wreck it at some point. But I'm being really careful to not do that. And the reason I went ahead and floored all this is because little Stanley, you know, he crawls around everywhere. He's starting to walk a little bit now, so he's taking a few steps. And so, yeah, it's much better for him to crawl around on this surface than, you know, like the subfloor. So that's why I just went ahead and did it for Stanley. comb this, eh? Bigger than most. So I just got this last little bit on this wall to finish up, and I definitely don't have enough to do this wall or this wall. So the door here will get trim around it as well. When I do all the trim, which will be like in a week or so, that's really gonna be what sets the place off. What's up, guys?
It's heavy big.
All right, there's a wall done Also, anywhere you see like furniture at this point, this is not where it's gonna sit. It's just out of the way, and we're kind of using it as like, you know, this is like our little kitchen. But it'll all be totally different. You know, we're probably, you know, it'll probably be 2 days for me to get the rest of the tongue and groove done, you know, in the kitchen, the bathroom, and then finish flooring this last little bit here. And then at that point, the lower level is done as far as carpentry goes. You know, there's just trim left to do, and then we can start getting appliances in here. So that was kind of my plan, was get the lower level, like just bang it out, get it all done. And then once the lower level is completely done and everything's squared away, then I'll head upstairs and start getting the loft done. But yeah, I really like the tongue and groove so far. It's nice and bright too. You know, it lightens up the cabin quite a bit. What's up, dude? So I think for a furniture layout here, we'll do like a little love seat. It'd be nice to get a love seat that's a hide-a-bed. So, you know, it's like a pull-out couch that, you know, if we have guests, it's an extra bed down here. So have that right here, and then a couple of recliner chairs right here. And then if we ever need more seating, we can just have other chairs on standby if we have, you know, a bunch of guests or something. And then the stairs will come up right here and then turn and go up. So this will all get opened up a bunch more. And then the loft will have a lot of space up there. But yeah, we're rolling along here. You know, there's, yeah, really not much left to do on the lower level anymore. Yeah, just that last little bit of tongue and groove. You know, the bathroom, and then it's just getting stuff here, like a propane stove, bathtub, furniture, you know, that kind of stuff, and getting it all squared away in here. So next week, I need to be done with my ground stuff, because we've been lucky so far that the weather has been pretty nice. You know, we had a nice cold stretch there, but now it's kind of warmed up again for a while, so, you know, you can still dig right now. So as soon as I wrap up the rest of the stuff in there, I'm going to skirt the cabin. I want to get that done for sure. You know, we lived in our previous cabin for, you know, we lived there for 5 years total, but the first, you know, couple, 3 years, we didn't even have skirting at all. And it was fine. You know, like the floor would be a little bit chilly if you were, you know, far away from the wood stove on cold days. But once we added that skirting, it made all the difference in the world, night and day, as far as just overall heat retention, you know, the floor being warm. The skirting is awesome. It makes a huge difference. And then I got to do my sandpoint well, so that'll be its own video. I don't know if we're going to hit water or not. I got positive vibes flowing, but yeah, we'll see. If I don't hit water with the sandpoint, we'll just have to get one drilled. So this will probably be a little bit of a shorter video. I'll shoot for 2 videos next week. You know, it's just with the tongue and groove, you're just doing the same thing over and over. And whenever I like film videos like that, it's just so boring to watch the same thing over and over and over again, you know, for like 25 minutes. So I didn't film a ton of the tongue and groove because it's just so repetitive. And that's pretty much all I've been doing, you know, for a few days now. But I'm just about done, so I'll get that done. We'll get our well pounded, fingers crossed that we hit water, and then the skirting. And then later on, you know, during the winter here, I'll start going with the exterior siding. So that's where we're at. We're plugging along. Like I said, I'll try to shoot for 2 videos next week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.